Hey everybody, Mr. Pokemon here. Today we're going to be continuing our Medieval Platinum Trophy Guide walkthrough or playthrough, however you'd like to call it. And, excuse me, basically, as of now, we left off after freeing all the souls and all that stuff. So now what we're going to do is we're going to work on that actually as soon as we can. As you'll see, we're letting up here at the entrance hall. Now we do have this mission over here called the time device. Now we're not going to do that immediately, as the first soul that we unlocked here at the entrance hall is going to have us have to go all the way back to a really early stage. Now what we're going to do is we're going to be doing all of these souls in the exact order that we get them. So we got the first one, so we're going to go do that, and I'm going to try and show you where you do the soul, because each soul has a specific task they ask of you to do. And so the first one here will be at the Sleeping Village. You will have to replay pretty much every single level. It's a pain, I know, but just bear with me on this, as you know, it's how it goes. But this first soul we can do at the very start. Now, what I'm going to try and do as well in order of doing this is, since we're in the Sleeping Village, I'm also going to show you where to grab the next soul. And then we're going to do them in order like that. So we get the one, we do the first soul that we got at the entrance hall, come to the Sleeping Village, do it, then grab the next soul to do. Then we go to that level, do that soul's mission, grab the soul while we're there at that mission, you know, vice versa. So basically what we're going to do, skip that, immediately come over here. Don't worry about doing the trophy for not hurting any of the villagers. Come over here to open your inventory, and you'll see, you know, the soul. Now, what you'll want to do is you'll want to use it. Now, you can use whatever ranged weapon you want. I recommend switching to the axe. Kind of coming over here to the side, as you have to destroy all these giant fishes that are jumping out. Don't fall in, of course. But, you know, just deal with them and stuff like that. So it's pretty standard, straightforward stuff. Now, the soul that you'll have to get is a little bit more frustrating to deal with, as you have to do a little bit more. But while we're doing this, we'll also gain some new entrances, I believe, in the Book of Galamir. Now, this video is more or less just going to be about dealing with the souls, and just that's about it, because I want to make this one kind of short, because the last video shouldn't be too long. We will do the time device mission in this one. Come on. You have to kind of time this right to get these fishes, but after a certain point, the turtle guys will come out and attack at you, after you defeat so many of them, of course. But once this is done, I'll then have to cut forward to very specifically when we unlock the next soul. I will show you exactly where it is, so don't worry about that, as it's kind of towards the more end of the mission, as I should say. But once you're done, there's no more, and you deal with this final dude over here. Come on. Come on. Really taking up all my time here. You'll see that we have finished, and that'll be one soul down. One lost soul laid to rest. Now, while we're doing this, we will unlock two specific trophies. One for actually gathering all of the lost souls, and then the others for laying all of them to rest. So that's one down, and now we're going to actually move on to getting the next lost soul, and then we're going to go to that next mission and all that good stuff. So I'll see you when we do that. Okay, so now once you've made it through the level and you can get to the mayor's house, so you have to pretty much replay through the entire level again. If you come all the way over here around to the side, you'll find this soul. And he'll ask you about his grave. And then that'll pretty much be that. And now I'll see you when we're going into the next mission for that soul, and then vice versa. You know, it's doing them in the exact order of how you would go about wanting to do them as best as you can. So yeah. Alright, so now from there, what you want to do is head all the way back to the very first mission. Not this mission. This mission, the graveyard. Now this is kind of going to be a 2-in-1, as we're going to just grab a soul at the very start of the mission, and then we have the one that we're working on pretty close to it, you know, more or less. So this one, it's not going to be too terribly hard to do, you know. You can kind of run through this level, you know, so it shouldn't be too terribly tough. So from the start of the mission, you immediately want to curve around right here, grab some money, talk to this spirit. He'll ask you about a windmill, and now this should be fairly obvious which one that is, but if you don't know, I got your back. Got it for you. So now you just want to play through the mission as normal as you can, of course. Now, no, we also will be dealing with the Deathly Smorgasbord trophy in this video as well. I'll do that at the very end, as right now I just want to focus on doing all the souls and stuff like that. But we're almost at the area for the soul. It'll be up here. So all you simply do is pop him out. He'll ask you to put the grave or point the angel in the direction, and you just want to hit it 3 times. Pretty simple. And there you go. And that'll be 2 souls laid to rest, and we already have our 3rd one, so I'll see you in the next mission. Alright, so now from here, what you want to do is simply follow the path I take and head over here to the Scarecrow Fields, and we'll get started on what all to do. Now, once again, similar to the last one, this one has a pretty straightforward approach to it, you know, so it shouldn't be too terribly tough doing these, as this is one of those areas you can more or less just run through once you've already been through it and done everything. And the new soul is towards the start of the area. As you can see, it's right there on our left. So all we simply have to do is just kind of go through the mission about as normal as possible. Come back here, fend off these would-be attackers, pick up the soul, now, sorry, I was trying to remember where that one was, so you have to forgive me for that. So now you just simply come back through and do like how normal, just go through the mission like always. It shouldn't be too terribly tough, of course, now that you have some overpowered weapons. But yeah, like I said, I'm trying to do these in the order to make it as best as possible to do this, of course. That way you're not having to constantly backtrack to previous missions you'd already gone to get a soul, and, you know, just it makes no sense to me doing it like that. But we're almost done with this mission too, as you simply run in here, deal with this guy. You know, once again, run behind. Shouldn't take too many hits from the axe to deal with it. But now that it's all said and done, we can almost be done with this mission. Like I said, these shouldn't take you too terribly long to do. So now you come over here, and it'll be about right here that you'll open up your soul. He'll ask you to go through the maze, but it'll be a little bit tougher this time. So just be wary of that. As you'll see, everything's moving faster now. It's not too terribly bad, but still it's a pain if something like that happens to you. Just heal up here. Now I also am going to deal with, or just help you figure out how to deal with the Given Your All trophy, which will be in the next video, as it'll be the final mission that we have to deal with. So there's that. Now we're almost done here with this soul. Just be wary of these things constantly scraping your bony butt. And as you'll see, we're done. We can now move on to the next one. Like I said, pretty easy stuff, you know, nothing too terrible. Alright, so from here, what you want to do is simply go over to Cemetery Hill. This one is another pretty straightforward one, as not too tough, and we're also going to be grabbing the soul before we work on the next soul kind of deal. For the most part, you'll be able to do most of these fairly easily, not too much trouble. Like I said, you've already got overpowered weapons, so most of the enemies in these earlier areas shouldn't be too terrible. Just, you know. So from the start here, if you simply just come all the way over here to the left. There we go. There's the lost soul. Know where to go for that one. Sorry, you'll have to forgive me a bit, as it's I've had a small break between working on episode 4 and now, as I had a request for some trophies to do for somebody, so I have to kind of probe my brain about all the information I have for the game. Now what you'll want to do is switch over to the hammer, open up this secret little area, secret tunnel kind of deal, and just come over here behind the hidden bookcase, and in here you will find the soul. It'll shrink you down and you have to fight some ants. Pretty simple, you know. Just be careful about some of them ganging up on you. Just like move in circular patterns as you rotate around the little fire. Once you've dealt with them, you will be turned back to normal, and that'll be this next soul laid to rest. I will then see you all in the next mission. Alright, so from here what you want to do is simply come to return to the graveyard. And we'll be pretty straightforward for this too, as most of these areas aren't too terribly bad. This is another one where the soul is going to be close to the start of the mission, and then the objective will be later on. But not too terribly bad, you know. You do have to refight a boss at the end. It's not that bad, really. As you'll see, the soul is right there in front of us, you know, on top of this hill. Because if you follow the other guides, they show you how to do the souls and get them out of order. And it's not fun, really. But you know, so like, say they had you want to do the like first mission soul after you did the other one, you know, and then they do it out of order, and you're constantly backtracking to pick up souls, and you could have done, you know, 2 in one go. So while we're here in this area, what you want to do is make sure you still have the hammer. But just come over here, and it'll be right here next to this star rune. This is why I said to have the hammer. Just do the charged circle attack. And boom, look at that. Soul laid to rest. Pretty straightforward. And I will see you all in the next mission. Alright, so now from here what you simply want to do is head up to the... Oh, come on. Head up. No. This game sometimes really does not want to cooperate with where you want to go. There we go. But you basically want to head all the way over here to the asylum. And I will see you about halfway through the mission, I believe. Or, you know what, I'll just play it through. It's really not too much trouble for me having to explain this. As it'll be at a certain point in the mission, there'll be a certain stage that you'll get to where you have to unleash the soul, or deal with the soul. So you just play through this level pretty normally, and at the very end of the mission is where you will find the next soul to work on. Trust me, it was kind of annoying whenever I was doing this, as I did the soul, didn't realize that the next soul I could get was at the end of the mission, and then just left. So I had to replay through this again just to get the soul. Very frustrating. Very, very frustrating. But as you can see, having overpowered magic sword that never needs to be enchanted, it's really nice. I believe it's the second or third area that has the soul location. I honestly don't know how it works. This one specifically on what you have to do to lay the soul to rest, I honestly have no idea. But I'll try and describe what I do to ensure that it works, as it's just going based off of what I assume is how the game wants it to be done. That's just me. Okay, so no, it's the fourth area. Now remember in this one, trying to stay to the back here, as there'll be some extra pickups for you to get. Now remember, this whole time as well, you should be getting as much gold as you can. Just for the sake of it, you know. Don't forget to pick up that energy vial. As of now, you should have the trophy for picking up the energy vial. You know, shouldn't be too terribly tough getting that one. Now, we also will be getting a few more other trophies as well by the end of this, as since we'll be playing the last mission that we can get a chalice in, we'll get all the chalice trophies and all the rewards and stuff like that, so that's really nice. As we only have a few left to do. Okay, so here there will be a specific spot you can be at, and you use the soul. And what'll happen is there'll be this dragon that appears somehow. Yeah, there he goes. And you basically just want to just start killing or putting these patients to rest, I believe. I've got no idea, honestly. I just let the snake attack the enemies, and eventually things work out. So now we can go on to the next area, and it'll be at the final area to where it'll be laid to rest, I believe. Like I said, it's been a bit since I've played the game. You'll have to forgive me for that. See, there we go. Or I do believe you have to just let him damage enough of them and end them. As long as you stay on one side, he can deal with them on the other side, you know. I think that's how it goes. You just let the snake just defeat so many on each stage. And yeah, so yeah, you just let the snake deal enough damage to all of the patients, and then you'll be fine. So before you leave, you know, should state that after we heal up, of course, gotta get our potions back. Okay, so over here, you'll talk to the mayor, and just over to the left is where the next soul is. Kind of sneaky placing it over here. Kind of annoying, but still. So anyways, I will now see you all in the next mission. You know, we'll exit before we do it, you know. I'll see you in the next mission. Alright, so from the asylum, what you want to do is head all the way down. And over here to the Pumpkin Gorge. Pretty straightforward. And I will specifically see you all at the Pumpkin Tower. That's the one that you had to go up and find the stone at. I'll basically let you know whenever I'm at the bottom of it. So, yeah. Alright, so once you've made it to this area where you need to input the rune, you'll see the pumpkin area over here. So if you head in here, this is where you'll find the next soul, being a cheeky little snake hiding. Luckily, this one leads to the next mission that we're about to go to after this one, if you're playing through the story normally. So that's not too terribly bad. So now once you've gotten that, all you have to do is progress through. I'll just play this normally, of course. You'll just want to progress through the mission like normal until you reach that point where you have to go up the spiral area. And then that'll be the end of this soul. Like I said, most of these aren't too terribly tough. It's just for trying to figure out where you have to go and then where you have to do it, and finding the next soul is all it is, you know? Pretty straightforward stuff, you know? In my opinion, of course. Should probably state that before I ever recommend anything to anybody. Of course I missed the jump. It's okay though. I always forget these are a little sensitive. Take that step very carefully. But now we can make it to the next part. As here we go. Coming up here is where we have to go for the soul for this current level. So what I recommend doing up here is just getting rid of all the enemies, make sure there's nothing left, then use the soul. They'll have you fight a specific number of shadow beasts to deal with. Now, do note that this can sometimes glitch out, and they'll fit, like you'll go to defeat one and they'll fail to spawn. Like what just happened to me, as you have one over here that you can clearly see that's spawned, you know, and it's a pain because for some reason he just does not want to spawn at all. And I don't know what causes this problem, so if this happens, what you have to do is you either just fully quit back out to the map and redo this, or you complete the level and then just come back and quickly do that over again. So yeah, this will be how you do this soul. I'm gonna do it off camera, and then I'll see you all in the next one, which will be the big pumpkin boss area. So yeah. Alright, so now once you've done that, as long as it didn't glitch on you, you can now head to the Pumpkin Serpent mission and refight this boss and all that good stuff. Once again, these aren't, like I said, these aren't terribly tough to do. It's just doing them in the order that's most easiest and convenient is the best option, I think. So now once we're in here, you know, you'll do this mission pretty straightforward like you normally would. I'm trying to remember. Okay, it's where I thought it was. So what you're gonna have to do is after the boss fight, which I'll skip, you want to grab the soul here. I already know where the next one's gonna take us, but I'm gonna skip to after we beat the pumpkin boss, because that's when the next soul has you do something. So yeah, I'll skip to that, and I'll see you then. Alright, so as you'll see, now that the pumpkin king, or pumpkin serpent, is dead, you can now activate the soul. And what he wants you to do is he just wants you to get rid of all these plants around the area. They'll let you know how many there are left, as it's pretty straightforward and they're not too obscure, and there's not too many you have to really deal with. And they're all, I believe, in this general area, so you don't have to really go out of your way, you know, to deal with them. I do believe there's like one or two that are kind of specifically you have to go out of your way for. And here they are. And that's the next soul laid to rest. And I will see you all at the, what is it, the mausoleum or church. Alright, now at the Hilltop Mausoleum, I'm also gonna mention another trophy that you might want to work on while you're here, as it pertains to certain enemies with a certain weapon. It's pretty straightforward. You can easily get it in this one mission alone, so don't worry about that. The next soul that we'll be grabbing is pretty close to the start of the mission, which is helpful for us. So basically what you want to do is get the lightning glove ready to go, and you'll just be zapping the these guys here. But simply come over here, as you'll see, grab the next soul if you're dealing with some pesky little guys. That next soul is going to be really easy to do, really. But yeah, you just want to defeat so many of these guys with the lightning glove, and you'll get a trophy if you haven't already tried working on it. So yeah, might as well point that out while we're here. But switch back to the hammer and open up all these first areas, these little coffins. Where are you going? But yeah, you just want to have all these opened up, because you will have to come back here anyways. So now what you want to do is simply just play through the mission normally. And all that good stuff. But don't worry about certain things, not about having to possibly backtrack for certain areas that you think you missed when working on this, as it is not like that at all. Okay. We're almost there though. Careful of your weapon getting stolen. Alright, so now for the... I can get through the door. So now for the next soul that we're going to be working on, it'll be in here. Simply want to pull it out right here. Oh wait, I forget the wrong one. I can't pull out the wrong soul. So now what you have to do is collect 40 things of sheet music. You think, oh god, why do I have to do this? It's not that bad, really. Come back to the front here. Like I said, what you want to do is just make sure you have all these open so you know which ones to go into. And just check all of them to be safe, you know, it never hurts. As you'll see. And I do believe there aren't any at the front here. Okay, so yeah. Now we can go back down here. Pick up some more. grab all of these. Like I said, you're not gonna. They don't have any of these in areas where you can't go back and get them at. Might as well open that up while we're here. I do believe that there are some down here. Yeah. So you can use your sword to simply just dispose of them. Of the crystals that are in your way. And we'll get the final 4. And then we can be done with that. Because they're up here. And boom, next soul laid to rest. Like I said, pretty straightforward stuff. Now note, if you always want to check what the next soul is, you can kind of get a hint, but if you need to look these up just to be on the safe side in case you don't want to use my guide, by all means go ahead, as I know these can be a little bit annoying to watch. So yeah, I will see you all in the next mission. Alright, so now you want to go to the Asylum grounds. Pretty straightforward, I guess. Probably the most annoying mission in my opinion is just this mission alone, just because the riddles are annoying. It's really, 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 really annoying. Reach Coxian levels of really annoying. But I'm not going to. This one's actually pretty straightforward as it's at the very start of the mission. The souls will be kind of towards the later half of it, so I might just skip to that. Basically what you want to do, of course, defeat the enemies that are currently in your path. The soul is just past this gate, but you can't reach it until later on, so I'm definitely going to be skipping that. So now what you want to do, simply come pull it out, get blocked by the camera angle. And now there will be some extra enemies in the maze. Come talk to Jack, and he'll give you that same old riddle of his, you know, kind of deal. Remember, it's the stars here. Come here. So don't forget to grab these. I'm probably gonna have to actually go back and rewatch my own video I've made about this mission just so I can do it better or do it faster. Pretty sad, huh? But as you're going through here, the maze, there'll be some extra enemies, as you can see, the Rhinotars. They're not too terribly tough, but it's just like, oh no, an extra enemy to fight with my overpowered sword, haha! As you can see, just as you progress through the actual mission, it shouldn't be too bad, of course. But you can't just do it immediately, which is probably the only annoyance I have with it.
Well done, Sir Knight. But my star riddle was but a
As you can see, there's a few of them that are just blocked away.
Return hither. You will not find my next conundrum.
Excuse me. So terribly sorry. Have to do the next mission.
I live for laughter.
Ugh, so annoying. Sometimes the camera angle messes with your movements a little bit. It's kind of annoying, but that's okay. So now we'll have the next area opened up to us, which will give us access to the second to last Rhinotaur. I guess I'll just have to do it. Oh, I hope I can remember this. If I don't get this first try, I'm definitely just gonna... I think it is 2, 5, 4, 1. Oh yay! I got it! Oh my god! Yes!
I'm sure.
Woo!
Return in haste, Sir Knight, for I wish to see the
I was a little scared about that.
Hear my next cryptic puzzler.
Oh, whoops! Getting turned around here in this maze. Whoopsie daisy. I am so happy I remembered that. That is just. It took me hours just to figure that thing out, and I had to even look it up just to figure out the right path to do it on.
Face like a tree. So
So annoying, indeed. So now we have access to, I believe, the final area here. Yes, we do. Now we'll finally be able to lay the soul to rest. Boom. Done. Yes, it's not going to cause any harm if we just continue and do the next part, you know. Really, it's not. Come on. Just give it in. Give it up. You're no match for me with my sword. So now the gate should be open. Okay, yes it is. Perfect. So now if you'll turn right here, deal with these enemies getting our way, we can now... Okay, we can now grab the next soul. And I will now see you all in the next mission. And here we will have our next soul to save. And the soul that we'll be getting after that is pretty close to the one that we're going to be getting. So this one shouldn't be too terribly tough to do. This is a pretty short mission in general anyways. Just have to wait for it to load. Okay. So you can ignore these shadow demons. Except for that one. And that one. So immediately head over here to the right. And it'll be this little cave. What you want to do. Simply do what he tells you and pick up the gold. Pretty straightforward. You can easily just use the crystals turning mechanisms against itself and stay in one spot and make this a pretty easy one to do. Like I said, it's not too terribly tough. This is also if you're really trying to avoid getting damaged a lot. And then boom, look at that. Pretty easy. We didn't even take any damage. Another soul laid to rest. Now from here to find the next soul, just come over here, come up this ramp, and look at that. Boom. Right there. Pretty simple. This one I'll have you go to the Ancient Pools mission, and we'll easily get the next two. Alright, so from the Crystal Cave, head back, and we'll go to the Ancient Pools. As you can see, we're pretty easily going through most of these missions, saving most of these souls. The only one I cannot remember is the just time machine one, which I'll be looking up that one now. Well, I have time. I know it sounds so unprofessional. I can't remember every single thing that I have to do here. I know. Anyways, I can always just wait for that. So now, for this next soul, he's actually towards the start of this mission. Surprisingly. And I'm sure you can see somewhere over there to our right or to our left, there'll be the next soul just chilling. So you want to activate this soul at the start here. And he just wants you to escort him over to that left area once you get all the stuff, you know. So basically I'll just skip doing that. Oh, there's the next soul. Sorry, my bad. Over here to the left. So we're gonna grab this soul, which I do believe. Okay, yeah. Have us go to the Gallows Gauntlet. Now I'm gonna show you whenever we make it over to the. You know what? I'm not gonna cut it out. I'm just gonna quickly rush through, grab the rune over here. If I can remember where it is. Ah, there it is. Grab this. We'll go deal with that, and then we can skip this mission more or less and be done with it. For the most part, anyways. Be super specific with our jumps here. We're basically coming all the way down here. And if you come up here, and boom, look at that. Another soul laid to rest, and we can be done with that. And I will see you all in the next mission, which will be the Gallows Gauntlet. Alright, so from the ancient pools, head up, 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 up. Head to the Gallows Gauntlet. This one isn't too bad, as both the Lost Soul and the new Lost Soul we're going to get are kind of fairly close to each other. You will have to clear the area out of enemies first, just before you go about doing it, as that's what I recommend. Just because trying to do things and fight enemies at the same time is not fun. And the fact that most of the enemies here kind of really hurt, you know. I mean, it's like they kind of do, kind of don't. It's more or less just an annoyance. You know, but as you make your way through, it's like I said, pretty fairly standard. So it'll be up here where you'll find the next soul. As you can see, he's right here. He's just chilling. You know, he's just vibing. As you can see, these one dudes hurt a lot. Next one, we'll get that. We're gonna clear the area out before we finish working on the next soul. So don't worry, I have not forgotten. Okay. So now we're gonna come down here, I believe. Somewhere specific. I know it's somewhere. Come on, where is it? Ah, here it is. Of course, I was like barely off. It would be a race. All you have to do for this one is simply just outrun the guy. Pretty standard. Not even a race really, but you know, I'll give it to him. And boom, just like that, we're done with this mission, and we can now carry on and move on to the next one, which I will see you all there. Alright, so now from the Gallows Gauntlet, we want to backtrack to the lake. Now, it can be a bit of time before we actually get to either one of the souls, so I'll skip that for now, and yeah, so I'll just skip to that and see y'all then. Alright, so about halfway through the mission on the lake, you will freeze it and slide down. Now here is where you'll open up and free or deal with the soul. He'll want you to fight a ridiculous rat, so make sure you have the hammer, and then what you want to do is charge it up, and boom, just like that, it is done. You have freed the soul. Pretty easy. Now from here, what we're gonna do is, you know, just immediately switch back to our sword, follow through, and then we'll be able to pick up the next soul. Pretty easy stuff. If I could get out of this area here, thank you very much. Now here you'll eventually find it. Where is it? I know it's in the area where you find the time stone. So it's not here directly, but it's this next area. My bad. So to be over here in this corner, pretty out in the open. Come on, let's talk to me. Now we can finally backtrack to one of the earlier missions that we kind of skipped over. So I will see you all there. Alright, so now what you actually want to do is backtrack all the way to Enchanted Earth. And we'll do this. Get the next two out of the way and be done. That's actually gonna. I'm actually gonna skip a bit ahead to after we free the shadow demons, and that'll allow us to get the next two things done. So I will see you all when that is gonna take place. All right. So after you freed the shadow demons, you'll come out here, exit. Dude will call you an idiot for freeing them, so on, so on. You know, come down here or follow the path that you started out at. Deal with the shadow demons as you don't want them getting in your way while you're doing this. Head back over here to the left where we started out at. Once again, deal with the shadow demons, of course. And here you can see we can finally use the soul. Pretty easy one, actually. All you have to do is just destroy some vines. And just like that. Probably the quickest one to get done. Now from here, what you actually want to do is, if I can remember where to go. There we go. Come here. You'll have to refight this boss, of course. It's not too terrible, but it's still annoying nonetheless. And the next soul that you'll get is at the top up here after beating these two bosses. Or single boss that's two entities. It's not that bad, really. Okay, what I actually recommend doing is using the magic bow for this fight. As it is so much easier to do, like so. As you can see, it does a lot of damage. Don't worry about the deaths, as you'll get the flasks back. Just focus on just damage. Take one out, then deal with the other one as fast as you can. Tank the damage if you can, of course. If you can't, you know, if you're a little low, just stay safe. And just like that, we're done. Get the axe back. And look at that, pretty fast boss. Now we can come up here, heal up. As you can see, there's the soul. I'm just gonna go and grab it and shorten this distance a little bit. And I will see you all in the next mission. Alright, now the next soul that we're going to deal with is going to be at the Haunted Ruins. It's kind of going to be a little bit of a ways into the Haunted Ruins, so I'll skip to that, as well as the soul. So just bear in mind that you'll have to go a bit of the ways. Now, if you don't know, you do have to finish most of the missions after you do everything for it to save your progress. So just be wary of that. I should have mentioned that a lot sooner, and I do apologize. But we're almost done with this. Yay! Alright, now once you're about halfway through and you reach the gate for the Chaos Ruin, if you head over here to the left, there'll be this little gate here. What you simply want to do is open up, use the soul, and you'll have another serpent to fight, kind of similar to the one in the Gauntlet map. So just simply start swinging away at his face, and eventually you'll lay the boy to rest. Just like that. Pretty easy, you know. And then from here, if you actually head into this room, and over here to the left, you'll find the next soul. And he'll have us go to the next level, which I will see you guys at. Now we can finally move on to the ghost ship, and once again, as we are doing this, we're going to be about halfway through the level before we reach either of the souls, and I'll point that out once we get to that point. So I'll see you all when that happens. Yay! Alright, so once you've opened up this red door and you have this pattern here, just simply drop down, and here you'll see the soul up here, and we'll grab that. And that'll have us go to the time machine area. probably equip our magnificent shield to get through this little area. And now once we're done with that, we can be on our merry way and almost be done with this mission. Just kind of have to be a little precarious about moving across. And come up here. We'll wait. We'll take our time. As the remaining soul that you're going to deal with here on the ghost ship isn't too bad, really. Heal up, of course, before the boss. It's always nice. It'll be right above us. Pretty fairly simple. Make the jump. Make another jump. Careful. These camera angles will screw you over. All you simply want to do is jump in the cage, head up, and we'll head over to the right. Pretty straightforward stuff. Dude will talk about seeing a giant bird. I believe if you simply wait here for a little bit, then come over here to the right, you'll see it. And boom, just like that. Pretty straightforward. Saw the crow. Now we're leaving the crow's nest. Deal with the pirates here. And then I will see you all in the next mission, which would be the time machine. We're almost done, guys. Can't believe it. It's crazy.